This is Dmitry with Photon Bounce. I have today a very special guest. Her name is Stephanie. She is from Manifestation Psychic Emporium, an established psychic professional. Some people call them psychics, some call them intuits. In the Soviet Union, we call them people with extrasensory abilities. Today, Stephanie and I will cover a number of topics, and then Stephanie will share with us some of her visions, some of her ideas, and some of her services that she offers. So, Stephanie, welcome.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Dmitry.
So let me start out by asking some general questions that I prepared. First one is, can you describe the process of psychic reading that you engage in when you provide your services?
Well, what I do is I connect with the spiritual realm. I like to connect with a person's energy, and I use my gift, which I was born with. And I come from a long line of spiritualists. And actually, on my father's side, it comes a lot from my father's side. And I use tarot cards, but those are not my main thing. But I always like to have confirmation to confirm what I'm feeling, what I'm picking up on.
And
Because
what's
I
that?
always like,
Is this an object or a procedure that you do for confirmation?
mostly I use tarot cards, or if I want to dig deeper, if a person has patience, then I will go into meditation.
Okay, very, very interesting. I've studied a lot of remote viewing. I know United States CIA had remote viewing professionals on board.
It's known as Project Stargate.
Exactly, Project Stargate. And they basically utilized remote viewing. Can you elaborate on that? Like, how does it work? Do you just visualize things, or how does that happen?
Well, it depends on a person's gift, because not every psychic, not every spiritualist has the same gift of sight. Some people are clairaudient, they hear things, they hear spiritually. Some are clairsentient, they feel, they pick up on things, they feel the energy. Or clairvoyance, they have like visions. Some people have things in, find out information in dreams. Like I do that as well. I find out information in dreams from past on loved ones. Some people just speak with spirits and have spirits kind of like relay messages for them. So it just depends. There's many different ways on viewing things. There's people who are really powerful, really strong, which is very, very, very hard and actually dangerous to do, is astral projection, viewing things through Akashic Records access. There's a lot of things that take a lot of focus and huge amount of practice and skill and precision to do. So it varies, really, honestly.
Is this a skill that's obtained or kind of inherited, or both?
It's definitely something that I feel that it's inherited. It's definitely something that's inherited. It's not something that I would say that, I don't know. I mean, there's some people who have said that they've had bad accidents happen to them, or near-death experiences where they came close to the spiritual realm. So honestly, I think it varies. Honestly, I would say that it varies on that.
Could a person that didn't have any paranormal abilities, or they didn't think they did, could they train or practice to obtain those abilities?
I say there's a possibility. I think there's a possibility that maybe they can unlock something in themselves, and I believe that we're all made in the image of God, and I believe that maybe we all have gifts and talents that maybe we didn't discover or know about yet. Maybe there's things in our lineage that we haven't unlocked. So I believe that that's a possibility, yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, with technological advances, with artificial intelligence, with genetic engineering, with computers processing power, exponential progression, and with the modern science pretty much starting to align with paranormal understanding of physics. We have the quantum physics, we have the good old double slit experiment that today is manifesting itself through much more advanced experiments with half silvered mirrors with lasers shooting through them and checking out probability and then establishing that there needs to be an observer in the room in order for reality to manifest itself. Now, this is directly within your occupation, right? You kind of work with reality, right? What you do, you probe it and then you get data. So what are your thoughts on conversion or fusion of IT, internet technology, and then paranormal extrasensory technology? Are we at the threshold of these two things kind of fusing into one new science/knowledge and power?
I believe it's definitely a strong possibility, but technology and the paranormal has always been connected. When people like paranormal investigators, and I've been on a few paranormal investigations, going in with all sorts of gadgets, all sorts of, um, you know, machines and things to pick up on not only like heat sensors and everything, but also to hear sounds. And there's times that we captured spirits. So that's kind of always been there. But the only thing, it's just progressing, it's just growing. So I believe that that kind of something that's always been coming. But I do feel, honestly, it's not going to be the same using artificial intelligence, and so many of those electronics is not going to be the same as having a human being connect with the spiritual realm.
So you would differentiate between, let's say, highly advanced artificial intelligence of the future that's highly involved from, let's say, astral entities.
I believe, honestly, that a person, for example, like I said, humans, people are made from the image of God. I believe that we all have our own gifts and our own abilities, and we are made completely of water, and we are made of completely of energy. And I do not believe that the artificial intelligence, any type of technology like that, could really have a good connection with the spiritual realm as well as we can. But they say now, some people may say it's conspiracy theory, but the CERN institution in Geneva, Switzerland, they say that they have this collider that is connecting and opening up portals in the spiritual realm. And reportedly, it said that NASA has recordings of things that they believe are angels and demons and things like that. And that said that CERN has similar recordings. So, I mean, it's something that I don't have solid, really evidence on, but I've looked into it. But to find out if there's really some things to back it, I'm not sure. But I'd hate to know that artificial intelligence does our job better than us.
Wow, very interesting. I did not know that about the collider's contact with paranormal entities. Very, very interesting. Now, you as a psychic, you're connected to what Robert Monroe would call the like Mary M field. I mean, this is the question, and I'll explain what M field is. Robert Monroe, the out-of-body professional, from last century, who has opened the Monroe Institute of Consciousness in United States.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yes, so he kind of deals with a similar out-of-body paranormal astral projected entities. Now, are you able to directly communicate or tap into the M field? So M field is where you can kind of telepathically connect to this field of thoughts emanating from these entities. Is there any fields like that exist, and can you connect to those?
Like, kind of like communicate with them without speaking, kind of like a telepathy type
Exactly.
communication. I have had maybe 2 or 3 experiences like that in my whole entire life.
Now, did they reach out to you or did you reach out?
They reached out to me.
Okay, so it must have been a matter of urgency or importance, something like that, right?
It was actually a very crazy thing. My grandmother my whole life has warned me and my cousins never to play with a Ouija board, and we decided to create our own because we were not
Oh
allowed
boy.
to do anything else. So a spirit decided to contact, out of everyone in the group, I'm the one with the strongest gift, decided to contact me. And it's like I felt like they were telling me like that, like I was having these thoughts as if they were speaking to me, like they were speaking to me. And then I would tell them, "Hey, guys, we need to stop because there's someone came through." And then it would, well, I believed it was a she. She was claiming to be a woman, and then there was a man. And the man, usually bad spirits or demons could pretend to be human. And the man, every bit of information he gave me, I told them, and then they asked him, "What is your name?" And it spelled out the same name that he gave me, which was pretty scary.
Now, what was their purpose of reaching out to you?
They had no purpose. They just wanted to give me information. They were just passing through. They just wanted to
Say hi, kind of say
I
hi.
think they not only say hi, but I just felt like maybe they just wanted to show their presence, like
Oh, okay.
people could see them.
So it was a lesson for you maybe to understand your skills.
Not only that, but it was also a lesson never to mess with a Ouija board ever again.
Okay, so Ouija board provided a gateway for them into this realm.
It could provide a gateway for good and evil. That's something that I wouldn't suggest anyone to play with. I am literally a professional, and I don't suggest anyone playing with it. I mean, I am very skilled in removing negative energy. I've even helped watch my grandmother perform exorcisms. I have even performed exorcisms. And I will not play. You don't need to play with things that are unnecessary when you don't have to.
So Ouija board, is it inherently evil, or is it just a tool that could, be used in a bad way?
I feel it's a doorway, but it's also, I'm not exactly going to say it's good or evil, but what comes out of it can be either or.
Oh, I see.
It's just the open doorway, and anything can come through, good or evil.
Now, could experienced intuit or a psychic use Ouija board like for good things, or is it kind of dangerous because you could invite evil things?
I mean, I've known some psychics who have used it, but no one really likes to play with it a lot to get answers. I mean, because you will get passed on people who pretend to be relatives, or demonic spirits that will pretend to be relatives or people you know.
Oh, so they will pretend to be someone like dead soul?
Yes.
Really? Huh.
Yes. I've
That's
heard
scary.
that happen. It is very scary.
So is it similar to those entities? Let me see if I can remember. Succubus. You know those?
Succubus.
Succubus, yes.
A succubus is completely different. A succubus is there's a succubus and incubus. Succubus is a female demon who feeds off of life force men. Mm. So that's a whole other ballgame.
Okay, so they're kind of parasitic entities.
Right, parasitic entities, and so are incubus. Incubus are male demonic spirits that will, that take the form of male and feed off of a woman's life force energy. Using lust and many different ways and manipulation. But it's just very creepy.
Is it only during sleep?
That really varies. Mm-hmm. Not always through sleep, but I do believe that they can possess people and kind of cause people to stray from a marriage, stray from certain things, and cause destruction and chaos in someone's life. I've heard many stories about them.
Very,
Heard
very
many.
interesting.
Yes.
While you're mentioning marriage and relationship, I want to notice that Stephanie at some point will have a very special NFT collection, and that NFT collection will be featuring sort of talisman like NFTs, and they will be not only charged with good energy, there will be a utility behind them. Stephanie will be offering NFTs that will be backed up by her services. So you're gonna get like an artwork and a package behind it. Once we will be releasing this podcast, we will provide all the information in the description, but guys, watch out for it. Please get Stephanie's NFT and change your life through the astral world. Keep listening to get more details. So very, very interesting. Can psychics predict specific events, or do they offer more general guidance?
Honestly, they can predict specific events, and there has been many psychics that have predicted specific events. So there definitely has been many cases of that.
Now, what are some misconceptions that people may have about psychics?
Misconceptions that they do not exist, that real human beings do not have those abilities. Also that all of them are, phonies, they are charlatans, and so on.
So what would you how do you handle readings for skeptical people?
I would tell them, don't give me any information. Let me tell you. Let me connect with your energy. And I like proving them wrong by my accuracy.
Fantastic. So would you say there's such a thing as free will, or is our future predetermined?
I feel it's a little bit of both. I believe that God gives us many paths, and He knows that we make our mistakes, and I believe that He does give us free will to do what we want. And sometimes I believe our lives can get a little bit chaotic and messed up when we have our free will. We use our free will and pick toxic options or chaotic, try to manipulate our own situation. So I believe both, really.
So like a mixture, right? So
yes.
Yeah, it's been my sensation too. Like it's not deterministic entirely, but it's not entirely probabilistic. It feels like when you're really down, there is a boost of energy or circumstantial events that kind of lift you up, and then if you do get cocky, there are things to put you in check in your life.
Oh yes, definitely so.
Okay, let's see. How can listeners learn to accept what they cannot control?
That is something that is very difficult to do. How they can find it's through inner peace. You have to find peace. You have to completely let go. You have to completely relinquish all control of the situation, and you have to find inner peace. Once you have inner peace, you're able to handle any situation in your waking life. Because if you keep focusing and trying to control every little thing, there's nothing you can do but make it worse.
Can you cultivate inner peace?
Possibility. I believe that people can reach out and get anything they want. I believe with a healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, training your mindset, I believe there's many different ways. Hypnotism, self-help books, that there's many different ways a person could find a way to train their mind to let go and find inner peace in a situation.
Would I, if I went in the park or in the forest or any place, and I sat down or lie down or kept walking, and I turned my intent in a certain direction, and I focused my will on certain things, could I, through these methodologies, cultivate kind of this new me, different me, stronger me? Kind of, could I self-charge myself just with my intent? Could I tap into the universal, power bank, and just by my desire, at least to some extent, obtain peace of mind, inner peace, and even health?
Well, that is most definitely so. That is called manifestation.
Okay.
Or if anyone has heard of The Secret, it's used in
I
everyday life.
watched the movie.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Okay.
Definitely read the books, but a lot of powerful people, they draw it to them. You can draw more things to you by being grateful. The most powerful energy in the universe is gratitude. Some people think it's love, but it is gratitude. So yes, that is a strong possibility, and it is why one of the reasons why I named my business Manifestation Psychic Emporium.
Very
So
interesting.
very inspired by that, and I believe it's very true.
Quite a suitable name.
Yes. For example, when you focus on what you're lacking, if you keep focusing on what you don't have, you're going to create more of what you don't want, more of your lack, more of what you don't have. So you have to change your mindset, because it's the easiest thing in the world to focus on your problems. But if you relinquish all control and be thankful and change your mindset, I promise, I guarantee you will see how much of a drastic change you will have in your life for the better.
Amazing. That's so true. Now, you call yourself besides psychic, you call yourself a witch as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you elaborate on the particulars? Because witch, it's kind of like an outdated, misperceived term. I mean, I know Jews were called, blamed of witchcraft in medieval times in Spain, and they were slaughtered, and that's why Jews, escaped from Spain into Eastern Europe. Now, you're not that kind of witch that makes curses and everything around burns, right? You're basically manipulating reality, right?
Well, magic and casting spells is a manipulation of energy. You are just manipulating the energy, because energy is all around us. So we're just manipulating energy. Have I seen curses done? Do I know people who have done curses and hexes and many different things? Am I familiar with them? Yes. But that is not the type of work that I do. But I am, very familiar with that type of thing. But I wouldn't exactly call it outdated. It's a word, it's a label that people are proud to call themselves, because it is their, I guess, it's not just what we do, but it's just also our way of life, the way we see things, the way that we reach out to manipulate energy, and incorporate things called color magic, which uses, for example, if you want to use burn a candle for love, you're going to use red, or if you want to do something for communication, you use blue, or green for money, or so on. Or knot magic, creating a knot or something with a knot, creating a pouch, or adding something like thread or yarn and adding a knot to it. That's knot magic. Or using water, incorporating water or fire, or so on magic. So it's all manipulation of energy, and we reach out and we don't accept having things a certain way. Sometimes it's, in a way, it's taking things in our own hands and trying to manipulate the situation. And it's good for very bad situations, especially dangerous situations.
Amazing. Well, we have 9 minutes left for our session. Let me fly through a few other questions I have for you. Can you explain the core principles of Wicca or your personal practice?
Well, I have definitely used some methods that are Wiccan. Wicca is something basically mixing. It comes from the word basically from wicker. Wicker is where they would use like an old damaged form of wood and kind of braid it in with new, more healthier wood. So it's just incorporating the elements actually. In Wicca, you incorporate you get more in touch, I believe, with earth, air, water, fire. You're more in touch with the elements.
Amazing. Today is the first time I actually have ever seen this term. Now, what role do rituals and spells play in modern witchcraft?
Modern witchcraft, honestly, a lot of witchcraft, honestly, between the difference between old day witchcraft and modern things is we have more tools. That's the only thing. A lot of people use methods and things that were used hundreds of years ago. For example, when I'm doing spiritual work, a lot of my methods were passed down hundreds of years ago from generation to generation. Or, there's things that are written down from thousands of years ago on how to perform things. Like, for example, the book, The Lesser Key of Solomon. I mean, there's so many things that are more available now, but the methods, some of the things have not changed. Not much has changed.
Now, what is your definition of magic?
My definition of magic is manipulation of energy and definitely taking control of the situation.
So same as manifesting reality. It's same thing, same process, right?
Very similar process, yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you talk about the concept of energetic healing?
The concept of energetic healing, it's healing your spiritual body could also affect your physical body. I believe that, and I've seen this with my own eyes, when your spiritual body, when you're under spiritual attack, a person could get really sick, really ill. So I do strongly believe that the spiritual body is a very powerful thing.
So it's also physical body, right? So it's both that are involved in this healing or damaging process, right?
I'm sorry. 1 second. Sorry, my cat is going crazy. Can we erase that out?
All right. Okay, so I got that. How can listeners use crystals, herbs, or other tools in their daily lives?
Definitely incorporating them, using them for everyday, carrying certain ones with you for good luck, for protection, pyrite for financial increase, black obsidian for protection, or black onyx, tiger's eye, many different things, just depends on the uses.
Okay, now this may sound like a stupid question, but what would a person carry for radiation protection? Black obsidian would work? I mean,
for radiation protection, hold on, you gotta pause this one because I remember, I actually have it on my phone right now.
Okay, but there is is it different than black obsidian? It's another element? It's a crystal, stone, or?
Yes, and it's actually, I believe it's from Ukraine.
Really, from Chernobyl?
Not from Chernobyl, but I believe it starts from Russia. Oh, I remember. Okay, let's do that question all over again.
Okay, so what can protect a person from radiation exposure?
Shungite. it's like a gemstone, like a stone that actually, I believe it originated in Eastern Europe. I believe that it's sourced from Russia or Ukraine or both. And that's actually something I have on my phone. I actually have a phone case with shungite on it.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
Shungite.
Shungite. It's a Chinese. It originates from China.
From Russia, actually.
From Russia or Ukraine? Wow.
From Russia and Ukraine, possibly.
Right now, okay. So you also mentioned black obsidian that can help with protection, right?
Yes, for spiritual protection.
Okay. Another interesting question that I want to ask is, we have 4 minutes left. What kind of crystal would I put in Putin's office if I wanted to get rid of him? And how long will it, what's the incubation time for this process? How long does it need to stay under his bed?
I would hex him. I would put a voodoo doll underneath Putin's bed, honestly.
Say it again, please.
I would put a voodoo doll.
Voodoo doll.
Underneath Putin's bed.
Okay, let's
you don't
say
need to go under his bed. We could hex him from here.
That's what I'm saying. Let's say we raise enough money with this podcast, and we have listeners saying, "Okay, we're gonna pitch in into voodoo process to terminate or at least get Putin out of the office." Is this a possibility if we have the project like that for you?
It's a possibility.
Okay, I'll be the first one to pitch in. Okay, we have 3 minutes left.
I would gladly hex Putin.
Okay, awesome. So another question I really always wanted to ask a psychic, and this is my first interaction with the real psychic. I know you don't like dealing with talking to dead people, but this guy is he's not a relative. Or I wanted to see if you can reach out to Nikola Tesla, and I wanted to see if he has anything that he wants to ask or tell us regarding technology, or maybe we should do something, should not do something technologically. Should we keep pursuing electrical, automobiles and SpaceX programs, or anything else? Any communication with that guy?
I would love to connect with Nikola Tesla. There's so many people that I would love to connect with, famous people, especially Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, probably Anne Boleyn, many people that I would love to connect with.
Are you able to do that?
You know what? It's worth a shot, but it's a little. It could be a little scary, but I wouldn't mind.
I mean, could you connect now? Could you try now at least say hi or get a hi, and see if they have a word or a sentence for us?
Maybe another time.
Okay, can you at least send them a message from us with your intent? Please tell Nikola Tesla that we love him, we appreciate and are enjoying to great extent his inventions, and see if he, we want to see if he can send us some, data, knowledge, Akashic records, or communication through psychic. Some guidance, perhaps. I'm sure he's capable. He was a psychic too, so I'm sure he's capable of doing it. Maybe how can we fix this world and so it doesn't, destroy itself? That's my main request to him. All right. So we were with Stephanie from Manifestation Psychic Emporium. Guys, look up that name on Telegram. And Stephanie, what's your website address?
mpsychice.com, but currently it may be down due to technical difficulties that we are having in Houston, Texas.
You had another gateway, I believe, right? Besides your website, we have Telegram, and you had something else. Social media.
Social media, Manifestation Psychic Emporium on Instagram, and mpsychice.